here again. Today, we're going to talk about diagnosis. When people meet me for the first time and come into my office, first thing they want to know is, what's my diagnosis? Or sometimes, they even suggest to me, Sam will say, I'm an OCD, or Marissa will say, I have narcissistic personality disorder. I think people have a real need to try to understand themselves, but unfortunately, we're too used to thinking in terms of categories. As we know from a lot of what we're understanding in our society today, most people, especially young people, are eschewing categories. Nobody wants to be understood as an entity, a box that you fit into. Most people want to be seen, heard, and understood as the complex people they are. For that reason, when I think about diagnosis, I don't think about a box or a category. I think about a strategy. In order to explain what I mean by that, I'd like to show you this river. And this river moves, it flows, it never stops, it's constantly in motion. And I believe that that's more like what people are like. Their processes are always in motion. And if you want to be able to talk about what's going on with somebody, you have to think about movement. One of the most important things to understand is that diagnosis, more than anything, is a strategy. So take a look. All the way there, the river is kind of flat, a little deeper, slower moving. You come here, there's currents, it's rocky. In a sense, when we think about diagnosis, we're capturing a person at one of these moments in time. So if you look where there's rocks and there's currents, it looks one way. If you look here, it looks another way. And when you describe a person, you're describing a moment in time. But that moment in time has a past and a future. You have a lot of life and energy passing through that moment. And what I want you to try to think about is when we talk about diagnosis, we're trying to capture the flow of a person's life and be able to talk about it. I am somebody who believes in diagnosis. I am not ready to just have a free-for-all. I'd like to use diagnosis, and I'd like you to be able to use diagnosis because it's really helpful when we talk to other clinicians, when we try to understand the basic ideas of what a person is struggling with. But we have to understand something like depression or anxiety or neurodevelopmental issues or people on the psychotic spectrum, that what we're seeing in a moment is one piece of this river, just one moment. And in order to really get a full understanding of the person, you have to get a feeling of all the different processes that flow through them. You have to be able to capture that, past, present, and future. One of the things I want to help you do is think diagnostic strategy, think motion, think movement as a way of being able to more fully describe children, even adults, their families, their communities, ways that we can work together to describe the process of people.